Welcome back to the Hoops Lounge. We're the show with less problems than the New York Knicks. My name is Marc Griffin, aka Montreal Marc. My partner in crime, Phil Boileau, Sporting Phil. Today we're talking MJ and Kobe Bryant. Kobe's about to break MJ for number 3 all-time on the scoring list behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone. Historic moment for basketball. We're going to compare and contrast MJ and Kobe. Scoring. How are these guys similar?
Well, I mean, they are the main scorers for their team, which is the number one. 2, their post games have really developed later on in their careers. I mean, when you look at Kobe, he's definitely emulated his game on Michael's game, and their 3-point shot has kind of been wavering during their career. But I think they're both better 3-point shooters than they get credit for. But you know what? They're 2 of the best scorers this game has ever seen from at least the wing position. It's tough to say where the real difference is. I just think I see number one, Kobe a little bit more perimeter oriented. Sorry about that, and Michael a little bit more inside. But it's tough. I mean, they're both 2 of the best to ever be in the business.
And definitely the intensity. You know, they bring that their work ethic away from the court. Kobe training with Hakeem Olajuwon, learning Dirk's step back. You know, willing to evolve. I think one of the differences between these 2 guys is Michael didn't really have a template. I mean, he studied David Thompson growing up in North Carolina, and back in his UNC days, he had Dean Smith very much to kind of bring the philosophy, the 101 fundamentals of basketball to him. But he designed himself. Dirk is kind of the same. He kind of designed himself as a basketball player. Kobe has always been a student of the game who studied game film, took moves from other guys, and kind of Frankenstein put pieces together.
Well, I think that just shows his basketball IQ and intelligence. I mean, anytime you're in business, sports, or anything else, you want to take the, step on the shoulders of the great giants out there. I just think one of the biggest differences that, for early on in Kobe's career, he had Shaq to share the ball with, right? True. Where Jordan kind of had the ball to himself. I mean, he did have Scottie, obviously, but I don't think he would have demanded the ball nearly as much Shaquille O'Neal did, which made it almost as more impressive that Kobe was able to put up those numbers even with Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest centers of all time, in their lineup.
Yeah, and one thing we have to mention statistically, going to the numbers side of things, Kobe started playing in the NBA when he was 18, 19 years old. Michael came out of North Carolina after his junior year, back when everyone came out of their junior years. So Kobe had those years advantage of him, and obviously Kobe lost a few years, with the Achilles tendon, but Michael lost his second year in the league to a broken foot. So things kind of balanced themselves out.
And a year to baseball.
Yeah, and that too. But the fact that Kobe's been able to do this in the quote-unquote modern era, where guys aren't exactly scoring as much, I mean, he's just a scoring Mamba machine.
Well, I mean, the counter-argument to that would be that Michael did it in less amount of years, fewer games. So is that more impressive? I mean, the counterbalance can go both ways. I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to who I'd rather have as my top scorer, I'd still prefer Michael. I think he had a bit more of that, you're not as worried about it. And if he didn't have the shot, I trust him to pass at a double team.
Yeah, Kobe only has 20 career triple-doubles, which is pretty low for a guy who's been in the league for 19 years. I want to ask you one all-time favorite scoring moment or game from, let's go with Kobe.
I'm actually going to have to say a few of his All-Star games where he was one of the few guys who took it seriously and really came to town and showed up that, because these All-Star festivities tend to be more of just, names getting together and alley-oop dunks and, 150 to 149s. But he just showed his competitiveness and showed that he doesn't want to lose any game, even when it doesn't count.
Never.
And so I think for as many playoff games and big shots that he's hit, I mean, we could rattle off a bunch. I think it's the consistency and the Mamba mode-ness that has led me to believe that he could. I don't know. He's up there, but I think it's the All-Star games based on he won't take a game off.
Yeah, I remember one of those games specifically where before the game they're talking about how it was in LA and they're saying how Blake's going to take over the city. And I think Kobe responded and said he can have it, and then he went out and scored like 40, 45. One of my favorite Kobe moments, and it never gets spoken about for some reason, it was the gold medal game of the 2008 Olympics with 2 minutes to go. The USA is playing at Spain, and the court had LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, and Kobe all out there, and it was like a 2-point game, and literally all the other guys, you have to rewatch this if you haven't seen this, all the guys were kind of like, I don't know what to do. And Kobe just completely took over. I think he scored 8 or 10 points in the last 2 minutes of the game. basically put the team on his shoulder, full of all-stars, and barely squeaked through, got by Spain, got that gold. And that was true Vino Mamba mode. And congratulations, Kobe Bryant. You're now number 3 pretty much. And, he's going to keep going. Apparently he's going to cop out next year. But to be continued, Mamba's going to keep rising up that ladder. Phil, we're going to wrap up, but want to mention something quickly coming up this week?
Yeah, this weekend I'm going to be joining forces again with Mr. Justin Rowan, one of the new members here at hoopslounge.com.
Doing great stuff.
For a few other fill in the trades. We have a few ideas brought by the fans and ourselves, so we're going to get those hashed out. So look forward for some content this weekend from hoopslounge.com, and then come Monday, obviously more shows to come.
Okay. All right.
And you can always join us anytime. Hoopslounge.com, contributors at the top. We're always on Twitter, always on Facebook, and we'd like to see you in the conversation.
See ya.